Everyone, welcome back. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I highly recommend you watching that first one because it gives you the context leading up to today's video. In that video, I talked about the Discord situation where it looked like I left the voice call, even though I actually did not. That brings us to today. Why is there a part 2? After everything that has happened, I ended up joining the Cyan live stream, and we talked about a lot more than I expected. Some things were cleared up, some things weren't. Honestly, I walked away with even more questions than answers. Today, I wanted to go over everything we talked about, explain my perspective, and hopefully clear up some misunderstanding. With that being said, let's get started. How did it started? Before any of this has happened, I was streaming like normal. Earlier that day, I actually had messaged Cyan on Discord asking if he has seen my premiere. At that point, he hadn't seen it yet. Since I was already working on my parkour map behind the scenes, I decided to go live while building it. Everything was normal. I made a lot of progress, but after a while, I wasn't feeling very good. So I put up a BRB screen away and planned to take about an hour break. Instead, I accidentally fell asleep. Eventually, someone woke me up and the first thing I checked was YouTube. That's when I noticed Cyan was actually live. Naturally, I checked Discord to see if he had replied to my message. He actually didn't reply. Since he already streaming, I decided to stop by his live stream instead. That's where everything really started. Once I joined, one of the first things I asked was if he had watched my Discord reaction video. He said no. The answer itself wasn't really the issue, it was more the way everything started feeling after that. The conversation quickly became intense. As we kept talking, more topics kept coming up and it slowly turned into a much bigger discussion than probably it should have probably have been. One thing Cyan mentioned was that he wasn't really active on Discord, so there wouldn't be a really reason for him to have Discord open. This is where I personally disagree. We spent a lot of times in Discord voice calls together. Just looking back recently, August 1st, July 31st, July 30th, July 28th, July 9th, July 8th, July 7th, July 6th, July 5th, June 28th, June 27th, June 26th, June 25th, June 24th, June 22nd, June 20th, June 16th. Those are a lot of voice call, and plus more. So when I hear someone say they aren't really active on Discord, it doesn't line up with what I personally experience. That's why I disagreed with that statement. Another topic we talked about was collaboration. Cyan mentioned that we haven't really collaborated. Now, I'll actually agree with part of that. We haven't actually done an actual in-game collaboration in quite a long time. That is true. However, I think we're defining collaboration differently. When I say collaboration, I'm talking about collaborations in general, not just playing together inside Minecraft. For example, reacting to each other's videos, 1-hour challenges, supporting each other content, making videos connected to each other. Those are collaborations too. They're virtual collaborations. So while we haven't done many direct Minecraft collaborations recently, I don't think it's accurate to say we haven't collaborated at all. I think we're simply using different definitions. Another discussion that we had about was Minecraft Bedrock. Cyan believes Bedrock is basically dead. I disagree. For my perspective, Bedrock still has a community. It still has creators, it still has viewers. It may not be where it once was. I don't think it's dead. At the same time, I also understand why he feels differently. He spends more time around Java. I spend more time around Bedrock. We're probably seeing different communities, different audiences, and different statistics. So naturally, we're going to have different opinions. Neither of us is looking at exactly the same picture. Another thing Cyan brought up was that everyone is moving on to their own paths. I understand what he means. Some creators has moved on, some changed content, some has gone different directions. When he included us in that conversation in a way, I was confused. Because from my perspective, we still had future plans, future content, future ideas. At least that's what I believed. Hearing that made me wonder, has something changed, or simply looking at the future differently? At the end of the day, I don't want this to become an endless cycle. I really don't. I don't want every misunderstanding to become another live stream discussion, another reaction video, another public back and forth. Instead, I have an idea. If something like this happens against Cyan, I know you're still watching this. Why don't we just hop into a Discord call? Just creator to creator, talk everything through privately, clear up misunderstandings before they become bigger than they need to be. That would solve a lot of things. That would solve a lot. It would be faster, more efficient, and probably a lot less stressful for everyone involved. Of course, that only works if we're both willing to do it. It can't just be me. It has to be both of us. Again, that's everything I want to talk about today. This wasn't meant to attack anyone. Once again, this was simply, again, my perspective on everything that's happened after joining Cyan's stream. I just generally hope we can move forward from this, learn from it, and avoid turning future misunderstandings into public conflicts. If you're watching this, Cyan, I'd honestly be open to talking about things through privately if you're willing. I think that would be the most healthiest way to handle a situation like this going forward. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like if you want to support the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Now I'm gonna go off script. Cyan, I know you're still watching this. I know you're sick of having all these conversations and having all these blah blah blah, and I understand that too. I'm sick of it too. Like the part where I explained where like the future everyone has gone into their own ways, their own paths. So has something changed, or is simply looking at the future differently? Because from what I believed, we still had a lot of content planned. Obviously, that seemed like still the plan. Now it seems like something has changed. Do you not want to do future content together, future plans together, future ideas together? Because exactly what happened like yesterday or a couple days ago, it seemed like it was really negativity, really negative, the way you were talking on a Java stream, which was August 2nd, yeah. And it just kind of like really made me feel uncomfortable in a way, kind of like I never existed. It felt like I was kind of being under attack. I was not being heard. I feel like I was like just a dead person that never existed, but it just felt like it, just because of how of all the content and VCs we've been through. If you seriously think that you have changed your ways just because the way recent has been, that is making me uncomfortable, really depressed, really sad, really stressful, really feel like kind of under attack. Like I said, it's just not healthy for both of us. Why would you say those things like Bedrock is basically dead? You're not the one to say. You're not the only one that can prove it. Everyone has moved their own ways, including you. That might be true, but that doesn't mean that you can still collaborate with others. It just kind of really felt like I just felt really uneasy. My brain was actually hurting. I'm not gonna lie. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to have to keep doing this never-ending cycle where just keeps happening, video after video, discussion after discussion in streams, and just it just keeps looping over and over, just like the movie horror movie called Happy Death Day, where when the killer, which is Happy Death Day, I think, I don't know what his name, but he wears a mask, like a kind of like a scary mask in a way. Once he kills you, your day just starts over. It just keeps the day keeps looping and looping until you find a way that you could kill Happy Death Day. That kind of feels like what we're doing in a way, but just more longer in between the loops, because this doesn't happen often. When it does, it just keeps re-looping, like never ending. I don't really know how I feel about it. It's just something that just doesn't feel right to me. You guys can let me know. Cyan, I know you're probably still watching. I'm just stop blabbering and ranting. I kind of said what I wanted to say. Cyan, I really hope that we can move forward. I really hope we can still make content each other. We can still VC. Like maybe we should look at how we present ourselves and how we should like talk about these things when these stuff happens. If you see like we're going too deep in it in both your live stream or my live stream, maybe you could just like not like end the conversation, but like pause it. Like I'll write a pinpoint so I remember it. So we can talk about it like after the stream or tomorrow instead, so we can clarify and talk about it, so we don't have this keep happening. It's just like really unfortunate. That's all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully this clears everything up. I hope Cyan and me can finally laugh at this from a month later or something, and like we're back to being VCs, having fun. Hopefully, if this stuff keeps happening, hopefully we can find a better way to make things smarter, make it more professional, and less of public confrontations. That's all I really have. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep ranting and just like probably repeating myself and stuff. And so I'm just gonna end this off here. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah. Bye.